Hey y'all, what's going on? Alright, here we are on a Wednesday, July the 14th, and I felt the need to deviate from studies of the amateur radio service to give a word of thanks here to actually to everybody, a couple of people in particular here, but I go out to everybody in general. Put out a video, I think it was over the weekend, explaining the situation I'm in and things of that sort. Well, I got a call. It was either yesterday or day before from Bigfoot Prepper. Yes, we haven't actually met in person, but I know him and Lake Ferry. We talk on the phone, we text, we have talked backstage on live streams, etc. I consider them both not only friends but brother and sister in the faith. Love them both. Wonderful, wonderful people. Absolutely love both of them. Anyway, Bigfoot Prepper. Actually, he saw the video, picked up, and called me direct, and was asking me about things going on, and I explained the situation to him and what was going on. Well, he got on his stream last night, Tuesday night, the 13th of July, and put a plug in for my channel and explained some of what was going on to his subs, and encouraged everybody to come over here to my channel and subscribe and do what they could to help out. And for that, Bigfoot, I genuinely thank you, and Lake Berry. Again, I love you both. Feel I owe you a debt I can never repay. Well, when his stream started last night, which was, as I recall, about 7 o'clock Eastern time, I was sitting at 156 subs and about 665 watch hours. Now, I will admit to everybody that given my situation, I am trying to build a channel here for monetization. Not trying to get rich or anything, but have a little side gig on the side, as it were, to help things along. And yes, I am applying for Social Security, issues with my back, PTSD, recently diagnosed with Asperger's, stage 3 kidney disease, just all sorts of neat little problems. Finding the money situation to be running a little tight, and fuel going in the vehicle. Fuel just went up here in my part of Illinois last night and this morning, $3.35 a gallon. And here we are in the middle of summertime. Me and my 7-year-old dachshund staying up in the van. I'm cranking the engine to run the AC a good bit to try to keep us cool. This winter, I'm not so excited. I've got two of the little buddy heaters. I've been watching a lot of Bob Wells' Cheap RV Living channel, and he's got a lot of good stuff. Heating in the wintertime is far easier than cooling in the summertime. Between that and the van life channels I follow on Facebook, etc., cooling in the summertime is problematic for everybody. So it's not just me. So there is the story out net. I am not hiding the fact that I am going for monetization, although I still have a way to go. Oh, to carry it forward here a little bit, after his stream last night, I checked into Prepping 101 a little bit last night, which was 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. The particular Wi-Fi I was hooked to was not particularly great, so I didn't catch a lot of the video. Much of the video would just sit there and give me the spinning circle. But I was able to watch the chat and get in and chat with folks and everything, and that made me feel better talking to everybody. Much to my surprise, I was made a mod on his channel. I'm thinking last night, which surprised me. But thank you. Okay, I'm typically looking to crash about that time of the night, but I think I can start staying up a little bit in the evening to try to watch. So I went from 156 subs and 665 as of 6 o'clock Eastern last night, July 13th, to 227 subs and a little over 700 watch hours right now. And this is Wednesday, July the 14th. I'm looking at 12:42 p.m. Central Time. So that was quite a markup. So I did want to get in, shoot the video to welcome y'all to my page, invite y'all to look around a little bit. You will find I tend to have three distinct areas to my page, although I haven't sorted it yet into playlists. I suspect at some point pretty soon I'm going to need to, but I just haven't done it yet. I did put up a series of videos from a fictional character called Earl Pitts. My late wife got me listening to him back in the late 90s. He's carried, he's syndicated. The voice of Earl Pitts is done by a man named Gary Burbank, who worked for years and years for WLW Radio in Cincinnati. Had a very funny afternoon radio talk show. And Earl Pitts was one of his alter egos. Used to drive my wife and some of her kin crazy, but I always thought he was funny. I had a couple of his CDs in the collection and downloaded them to the hard drive, put them up on the channel. Also, John Boy and Billy. That is a radio show that I used to listen to. I used to do a delivery route from just east of St. Louis to Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and KGMO Radio in Cape Girardeau used to carry their syndicated program. John Boy and Billy are syndicated out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And through the years, I've downloaded what I have thought was some of their funnier bits, and decided to share that with everybody. Along with my thought was to try to get people to the channel, getting my channel known in the community. So that was largely the purpose behind that. Getting my name known and getting the channel known, etc. Lately, I've been an amateur radio operator since 1986. That's when I got my novice. Passed my novice in July of '86. And it has been a hobby and a passion of mine ever since. And since my time on YouTube, many people have encouraged me to start teaching the technician class for the technician amateur radio class. I had thought about it and thought, I at first thought, well, there's plenty of resources on YouTube and etc. for that sort of thing. Why would I need to devote the time? But after several have encouraged me, I finally decided to go for it. So there we go. The stuff I'm putting up is not necessarily on the test. I'm trying to put out information for those of you that are new to amateur radio and what to expect in the hobby, and that sort of thing, along with the stuff you will find on the exam. I hate surprises and going into any situation blind, such as the testing session and what's expected of me and that sort of thing. So that's the information I'm trying to get. So that will be on the technician class. Once that is concluded, and I don't know when that's going to be, I'll just run it through till I'm done with all the questions. I will then gather up the resources for the general and go through all that. And when that is completed, do the extra. So we're going to be on this ride here for a while together, as long as y'all have it. I will add stuff for the extra class. A lot of it is digital mode related, very heavily so. And that has not always been my strong suit. So I've called on a friend of mine named John Williams. He lives probably 40, 50 miles down the line from me here. And when the time comes, we'll get together and start shooting some videos together, or I'll get the information I need from him to start making the videos on the digital stuff. So I won't leave anybody hanging on that. But I wanted to welcome everybody to the channel. Feel free to look around. If there's ways I can improve the channel or things you don't understand, etc., please feel free to comment, ask questions, talk around, etc. And I will do my best to answer your questions, improve the channel, etc. Many of you that are new here now come from prepping circles and SHTF type scenarios, and that is an angle that I try to take with it. We've had so many things going on in the last couple of years that I feel this has become a necessity now more than ever. Earlier this year, you all will remember that all 254 counties in the state of Texas went under a winter storm warning, something in my 51 years I've never seen. In my parts up north here in Illinois, we have winter storms all the time. But for Texas, this was something new and something different. And those type storms will occasionally go across the South now, go across Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, etc. Amateur radio will come into play during those times, as well as during tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, hurricanes, etc. I anticipate it will be an active part, not if, but when our earthquake faults really start tripping up. From my location here, I am probably 160 miles due north of the epicenter of the New Madrid earthquake fault. And the scientists are predicting, they say that it trips about every 300 years. Last ones, of course, were 1811, 1812, which may suggest that we're not due for one for maybe another 100 years. But then again, y'all know Mother Nature. She can change her mind at any time. It could go off literally at any time without warning. And many in the scientific community fear that it will be a dandy. So somewhere to the tune of anywhere from a 7.8 to an 8.2, 8.3. And something that strong for this region will be catastrophic, going all the way from St. Louis to Memphis. And it will be felt for several miles around. Those of you down in the deep south, again, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, some of the other states, going even farther north, I suspect up into Iowa, Indiana, etc. Y'all will feel the quake when it does hit. And to me, it is not a question of if it will happen, but when it will happen. Will it happen in our lifetime, or will we all be gone before it hits? Don't know. But we need to be ready if that sort of thing does happen. Think of all the bridges, natural gas lines, electric power lines, and everything that just such an event will take down. From New Madrid to St. Louis. Let me think about this here. Sykeston, Madrid, Perryville. There's 3 bridges right there crossing from Missouri into Illinois. Then you go another 80 miles from Perryville to the south end of St. Louis. You've got the Jefferson Barracks Bridge, Poplar Street, the Eads Bridge, the Martin Luther King, the McKinley, and Lewis and Clark, plus the new Stan Musial Bridge. There are 7 bridges right there in the St. Louis metropolitan area that I fear will sustain some damage in an 8.0 earthquake. If catastrophic enough, how is vehicular traffic going to cross from one to the other? And if somebody's in Missouri and has family in Illinois, lives in Illinois, etc., which many people do, how are they going to get home? I know from the little town of St. Genevieve, Missouri, which is about 60 miles south of St. Louis, crossing into a little bitty podunk town called Modoc in Illinois. There is a ferry, but a ferry is going to be able to only handle so much traffic. And if the river starts going wonky like it did in 1811, 1812, that may be shut down for a time as well too. So again, these are all things that we have to think about and really evaluate. So that's why one reason too why I'm driving this so hard to try to get this stuff online for things to think about in just such an event. So something for everybody to think about. Alrighty, with that, again, thank you all for stopping by. If it's pressed upon you to support the channel, I do have the Cash App and the Venom links in the description as well as in the About section. Uh, if you're so inclined to make a donation, I do appreciate it. Keep the channel going until we're monetized. With that, thank you all, and Jimbo out.